Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to run through a list of things that I did when I was finding my first apartment. I know that it seems like every time I'm watching YouTube, these girls are in their like first apartment and they're like $1 million apartments, and I'm like, it was not that way for me. So I wanted to give some tips and tricks on when I first looked for my affordable apartment straight out of college. Because the tips I have, I think, are a lot different than the tips that these girls are giving on YouTube. For a definitely more realistic apartment for someone coming straight out of college. So I have the list on my phone, so if I'm looking down, that's just me looking at my phone. So let's get right into this business. All right, so the first thing I would say is to kind of look on Trulia or Zillow or any of the apps that you like that kind of give you a feel of the type of apartment you like. I wouldn't narrow anything down by budget or anything yet. Just kind of see what you like, see what you're into, see what are some of the things that you like about apartments. Maybe write down a list of things you like versus you don't like and kind of narrow that down. I use. The next thing is to think about your budget. So how much do you have to spend on an apartment? Now, a lot of people think that's like, oh, my paycheck, my whole paycheck. No, girl. Stop. It's not your paycheck. It's your paycheck, yes, but you should be thinking about the other things that you have going on in your budget. You need to keep in mind that you'll be using this paycheck for your groceries, your gas, you know, a bunch of other things that you may not be thinking about right now, things that you'll need to get into the apartment, some furniture. So keep that in mind. So you want to really break your budget up based off of what you're going to need and leave yourself some spending money in between those to go out and hang out with your girls. The next thing I would say is the area. So I kind of touched on that already. The area is huge. My friend actually owns a house and she had some tips and tricks for me, but the biggest one she advised me to do was to check out the area at night. That's going to be the dead giveaway of what this apartment is going to give you. It's going to give you a different feel. So there was an apartment that I was just in love with, and we went there at night and people were literally like shooting dice. I was like, no thanks. So that immediately kind of turned me off. There are going to be things like that. The apartment is going to be beautiful. The amenities are going to be nice. But for me, my sanity, I am hyper aware of everything. If I hear a crack, I'm like, what's that? And I'll wake up dead out of my sleep just to hear it. So just keep in mind that even if the apartment is so nice, I think that the area is most important, but it's all up to you. For me, the area was most important for me. And so that's what I would settle for: less square footage and a better area than more square footage and an unsafer area. The next thing I have is an apartment tour. So when you're looking at these apartments, right on the app, or you'll get an email, you can schedule apartment tours at any time. So don't be afraid to schedule, maybe take a Saturday and just go see a bunch of apartments. I think that's what I did. So you don't have to go on your lunch break or, squeeze everything in. Just take a weekend to really just take a look at all these apartments. But be prepared. Because if you get into an apartment and you see it and you love it, believe that 9 times out of 10, someone else has seen it and they've loved it. Now, living in New York State, you gotta act fast, right? There's not many rental properties that are gonna stay on the market for long. It seems like in Houston, the pace is slower. There's a lot more rentals openly available. You have a lot more options. So they seem to not go as quickly, but in New York, it's completely different. You blink and they're gone tomorrow. So just bear in mind that if you are going on a tour, bring the essentials, bring your credit score, bring some bank statements, bring some references, just so that if you really are in love with this apartment, you can jump on it and just be ready to go, right? You don't want to act too slowly because you may miss out on your perfect apartment. Now, that being said, while you are at the apartment tour, don't be afraid to use things. That was another tip that my friend gave me. So I turned on faucets, I used electricity, I turned the lights on, I went outside to the backyard. Anything that I could do, I tried to see. I think I took a little like ball and see if it would roll to see if the apartment floor was at an angle. I know that sounds crazy, but just remember that this is your money. This is your time, and ultimately you have to live there. The person that's doing this apartment tour already has space. You don't. And so while you may feel rushed, feel like you're able to take time, you never want to feel rushed or in a hurry to do anything. If it doesn't feel right or it doesn't seem right or the things that you're hearing don't add up, move on to the next one because it's probably not worth your time. And I think the last thing is just to see if you can picture yourself there. Honestly, there were a couple apartments that I really loved, but for some reason I just wasn't getting like that vibe, you know? I just wasn't getting the vibe that I wanted to, and I wasn't happy. And I had a 2-month-old cat at that time, so we really needed not a lot of space, but we needed some space so he could grow. And he's a Maine Coon cat, so he did get to be 15 pounds or half Maine Coon, so he's 15 pounds now, and I think that's the way he's gonna stay at. But you know, room for error. So this place had a backyard patio little set. It wasn't the greatest, but they had it. The kitchen was nice, the bathroom had new appliances, and the room was a decent size. It wasn't big as our apartment is now, and the living room was a big size. And I am in a sorority, and it gets bigger every day, and you know, you just don't know who's gonna come over, so you want to have a good enough space to hang out and, you know, chill. So I think that's all that I have for you guys. This probably was my quickest video, but I think it's most important. I really am striving to give out tips and tricks to young women that I don't think that we learn in school often enough. I feel like we learn so many things that we don't use in our daily lives, and then we get to college and we don't learn it either, and then finally we get out of college and now we're stuck. We know how to do a math equation, we know who ran Russia, you know, but we don't know how to survive in daily life. And I think that it's so important that women, especially women, know how to do these things, because it seems like it's designed to, this system is not designed to help us, but every day we're making strides in our communities. And so I want to be a part of that effort and really just give the tips and tricks and feedback that I've gotten over the years that have helped me to be where I am and helped me to be happy and love my life. So yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys liked the video, please feel free to give it a thumbs up and stay tuned for the next video.